Hello, welcome to Carrot Top Gamers playthrough of Carrots County General in Project Hospital. Do you have an illness? Well, Dr. Carrot Top is probably not the guy you're going to want to see. But let's get started and see how many patients make it out of Carrots County General alive. But first, we have to get this built. This is the latest release that includes the new DLC of hospital services. So I thought what we can do is give it a little go and see how far we get with it. Okay, so what we're going to do is start by building the foundations. I'm kind of thinking 13 by 20 seems like a good starting point, and what we'll do is just set up a general practice to begin with, get a few patients through and see how we get on. I'm going to quickly just get all the walls put in, the doors in place and everything like that, and then what I'll do is see you after the intro. Okay, so we've got the walls up and the doors all attached, so now let's start by putting in the doctor's rooms. I'm thinking, yeah, let's get in about 3. I'm thinking about 5 by 6. Seems like a decent size. I've got a bit of an idea where I'm going to go, so I'm going to hopefully keep a corridor of about 4 across there, just to give it a bit more of a opening up for in the future. But I'm thinking we're going to want at least 3 doctor's offices to begin with. Is that right? That looks slightly smaller than the others. Nope, it's just a perspective playing tricks on me. They just look slightly different. But nope, definitely the right size. So what we're going to do, start with corridors. Now we all know where the corridors are going, makes it a lot easier. So we're going to start by building this up. In fact, if we go down that way, it will be much better there. And then I'm going to have a little reception area. First off, I think we should put in the other corridor there so we don't lose where it's going. Say around there. And then we can have the reception pull in just in the corner up here. If we do it so it's the same level with that, should be alright. And then we want the waiting room. The waiting room can fill out the rest of the area, although I think it will end up having the rest room just in the corner. So I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, there's 2 things. I think that'll be a decent size for the restrooms. So there we've got a bit of a waiting room, corridors, and that I actually feel like that should work out alright. Although I feel like I want the corridors to join up into one corridor. So if we do this, and then that makes it all one corridor, just makes it look a bit neater. Right then, let's start with setting up the walls for the doctor's office. We've got to pick our colour scheme. I'm kind of thinking for the doctor's side, let's go with a nice green, because you know everybody loves green. Makes you feel better already, doesn't it? Right, okay, so we're going to start putting this in. Decided to go for a bit of a green-white combo, just for a bit of extra fun. Okay. It still feels too small to me, but no, it's definitely the right size. Okay, and what we're going to do is, I think, go for a little white section for this, because nothing says bathroom like tiles. And we're going to want to put a little bit of the wall, but we're not going to go all the way up here. We're going to go to about there, because we're going to have a counter here, which is going to make it look a little bit better. And the rest of it's going to be kind of open, so I'm thinking that will kind of do for the wall side of things. So what we're going to do now is let's start kitting out one of the doctor's rooms. We'll then copy it and move it across. And what I'm thinking, we'll start with his desk, I think. Rotate that round, put that there, and then you're going to want a PC, because let's face it, every doctor wants a PC. And an office chair. Just make it nice and uniformed. Stick a little printer on his desk. Why not? Hey, why not? And then we're going to move across and give the patient somewhere to sit on. Probably best not to let them keep them standing the whole time through. And then we want a bit of an examination table, because let's face it, a personal exam is always what you need when you go to the doctor's. Little examination light to really make it so you can see, and I'm thinking the eye test afterwards. Now I want to see you read what's underneath the grey marker. I've greyed out so you can't see it, but you're going to try anyway. Does that make sense? Oops, run that there. Put the odometer, CRP, bit of bio waste wire, and a disinfectant. Now I also know that we're going to want to put a little bookcase up, because you know what gives you more confidence than a doctor reading a Doctor for Idiots book, but while you're walking in and seeing him. Okay, so we're going to do that, and I also think we might put a few plants about, because these doctors can be a little bit finicky when it comes to stuff that they like having a bit of plantage around. Let's mix this one up. We don't have the same in everywhere, so let's stick a nice one there. Right, so there we go. I think that makes a good basis. Maybe put some flooring down, that might help. Since we're going with the green theme, I think green flooring will meet nicely. And now we've got that room, I'm thinking we can probably get away with making a prefab. Copy create. Okay, so if we do that, look at that. Now we can literally just swing it round, and we've got all the rooms put in, but randomly it's taken away all the blooming walls, so we're gonna have to re-put all them in. What did we go for? It's that one, wasn't it? Right, okay, so we're going to go through this. Hopefully you can kind of see the direction of what we're looking for, although I have noticed we haven't put the doors on. Doctors ain't going to enjoy that, and the patients ain't going to have much luck going in there, are they? Right, okay, so there we go. So now we should have all the doctors sections set up. We've got, yep, 3 shown ready. Missing staff, so that's fine, that's all it's missing. Now let's start with the toilets. So we'll put 3 toilets in and 2 sinks. Don't worry, there is going to be a doors in place. I'm not just going to leave it there and they can just go in front of everyone. You know, we're all friends here, nobody needs to worry. So there we go. Put that through, and then maybe put some doors on there so they can actually get into it, as opposed to climbing over the stalls. Again, we're going to go with the green theme. There we go. So that's now the bathroom, I think. Oh no, flooring. We're going to put some flooring down. Or just wipe floor, clean flooring. There we go. So that's knock on the door. We'll just go with the standard white door, opening inwards, because we like to whack the person that's clean their hands while they're doing it. Okay. So we've got those done. Let's start with the desks for reception. Okay. Some of you might think, why don't we do this and put that in the middle there? And then you'd be right. So there we go, that there. We're going again, let's not forget the doors. Okay, so we'll do the door in a minute when I think when I'm going to put everything else in it. We're going to need PCs, so I'm thinking PC there, PC there. Put the little tray for all the private documents on display so everyone can see them. Because, you know, we like confidentiality here doesn't exist, so we like to have everything out for people to see. Again, they're going to need some office chairs. There we go. Thinking of filing card section to put all the notes in, and a water dispenser. Yes, they're not allowed to leave their posts. So, okay, so we've put that in. What else do we want to put in for them? Maybe just a little cabinet or something. We'll put a little cabinet there for them. And again, we want some plants in there so they are happy and got some nice little displays for it. Why don't we put a little cactus on there for them? Yeah, there we go. And again, we'll just put a trash can there. Now we know where everything's going. We can put a door in. Yeah, that looks about right. And flooring, why don't we go with nice wooden flooring, you know, give them something a little bit more special. And I think we might do that for the waiting room as well. Going to do something a little different for the actual flooring on here though. We're going to have it so it's going across. Ooh, I've noticed we can make that slightly wider. Okay. You might wonder why I haven't put it there, but there's going to be a door there eventually, so it's going to go straight through. There we go, and now it's time for the waiting room. Keeping with the theme of green. Everybody likes to stare at one another when they're in a waiting room, so have a little TV screen up here. What's that? You can't see it there? Well, that's just tough, isn't it? You have to listen for the beeps. Okay, now we're going to want some vending machines because we want to get as much extra cash out of these people as we can. People? Let's get patients. As much as we can out of these patients. Yeah, that's what I meant, honest. And then again, make it looking a bit nicer, because one thing I have noticed on this game is if you don't make it look nice, they seem to complain. But there's not many hospitals I've been in where I've seen plans going through and oh hello, who's Vera? Okay, so we've got a few of the plans started around the place there. I actually think that is about ready to go. We've got a few bits kind of put in place there. The buildings have all been put, rooms are in place. The only thing we're missing is staff. So what shall we do? Let's put in some staff. Right, okay, Martinez. That's the kind of person we want working for us. No, it's not, because it's only 3% general medicine. But she's cheap. Well, she's not cheap, she's more expensive than the rest, and she's got worse stats, so she's going to be one to avoid. Let's go for Christopher Green, because we all know doctors with the surname Green are always good. And we can go with Mr. Anderson. He seems to be pretty good at everything, so we'll give him a bit of a go. And then on the third doctor, we don't. Oh, blooming hell! I'm almost tempted to bring them in. And they're a gamer. Sonic, we're going for them. Right, and receptionists. Long commutes? Nah, I don't want long commutes. Dirty feet. Well, I'd like to think they've got. Shoes on, but I suppose you never know nowadays. Okay. Don't want a fresh parent. Long commute, but is a hard worker. So yeah, we'll go with that. One thing I have noticed is we don't have... But what am I doing there? There we go. We don't have a cleaning closet for the cleaning lady. Well, that can wait, that can happen later. This is only general, we're not expecting anything major going. So what we got? We got all our rooms kind of done, we got the... done, and we've got them all employed. So, there we go. This is looking like it's a good start. Let's go into there, and oh, everyone's standing to attention. Nobody likes to sit down in this hospital. Let's have a little check and make sure we've got everything we want in there. I think we might want to add a few things on this side as well. Maybe if we click on that, what would you want in there? Do we have any? Yes, we do. Info board. Everybody likes an info board. Advice. Drop off. Notice board. We can put a little notice board up here for them, and a genital poster. Wow. You know, I'm not necessarily sure we want to be sticking that out for the kids, but bit of a random one to have there. Let's have one for arteries, because we need to make sure everybody's arteries are clean. Clean? Clear? You know what I mean. What else have we got? Very at the moment, viral poster. One thing I'm going to like to do is I'd like to have a skull pull on a desk, because let's face it, you always have leftovers whenever you start taking things apart and putting them back together again. Might do that in the next one. General advice. Maybe put that there. Probably end up moving all this around. Oh, first aid. Because you know, what's a hospital without first aid? Okay, so that's that pretty much set up, I think. I can't think of anything else more we were going to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to leave it there, just on the initial build. And then when we come back to this, we will get this up and running and start getting some patients and seeing who we can actually get to survive, essentially. So yeah, I've been Carrot Top Gamer. Until next time, see you later. That was episode 1 of Carrot County General on Project Hospital. In the next episode, we'll be looking at opening up the hospital and getting a few patients, and if we're lucky, getting a few successful diagnoses while we're at it, and if they're lucky, they might even get out of the place in one piece. With the money we get from that, I'll be looking at extending the hospital, adding a new department, and having a look at the new content that the DLC has brought to the game. I've also got a few mods on there as well, so we might even explore a few of those. I've got a little bit of a direction of where I'm looking to go with this, where I expect to use all of the departments the game has to offer and try and see if we can do it over a few floors and see how chaotic we can make it. If you've enjoyed the content today, I generally do 3 uploads a week on different series, so feel free to support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and putting the bell notification on, and then it will inform you of any new uploads that I put on the channel. I've been Carrot Top Gamer today. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.